winter vehicle kit. You can make it as massive or as small as you like, but there are some key things which I believe will absolutely help you should you get stuck right out there when the snow comes. And it is predicted to come this year and early next year, so it's always best to be prepared. Don't be one of those unfortunate souls who just doesn't make it because they were ill prepared. So we're just going to go through as quickly as I possibly can the stuff that I'm carrying over this winter. Right, that bag there is insulated. That's got all of my food and cooking stuff in there, etc. That is winter vehicle kit ultimate bare basics in that box, squared out of the way. And in that bag there is just some basic warm clothing and a head torch. Also, we've got some compartments under there. They're very, very small. They're only about like that deep, not very much at all, but you can get some cool things in there. So here we have it then, just our bare basic bag. Nothing special, but like I said, it's proper insulated, right? Nothing tactical, it's just a bag. And we've got our bare essentials. Also, the little guy, because he gets cold, all right? So real quick then, I'm going to empty this out and show you what I'm carrying in the cooking kit. Okay, so starting from the right, we've got a little cooking pot, we've got a brew kit in there. Okay, so your tea, coffee, sugar, that sort of thing, some soups. We've got a couple of lighters there in case one breaks. We've got a little gas stove there, which obviously this one goes down to really cold temperatures because it's all butane and isobutane mix. Very good in cold weather. Sugar levels, always good to keep your sugar levels up. Extra coffees. And we've got various different types of meals there, which really easily boil in that container. All right, you can also eat these cold if you really wanted to. More sugars, water. Obviously the bag is insulated, so that's pretty good to go. A spoon and a little guy looking after all of the important food stuff. So that's basically what I carry in that tiny little bag there, which slots nicely next to the big box with all of the vehicle stuff. Right, we're going to start from up here. Foil blankets. Very small, very inexpensive, very, very good to have in your vehicle if you really need to keep warm. In conjunction with these, which I rate highly, hand warmers, they go for like 10 hours. There's 5 pairs there, you can see. So those in conjunction with them too, with the wool blanket, etc. Really, really cool. Tire weld, it's entirely up to you. I've only ever had to use this once. It absolutely saved my backside, giving me a week to afford my new off-road tyres. In my opinion, it's fantastic. The guys at the tyre shops recommend it as well. But when you do have to go and change your tyre that's got in there, tell them first, okay, because they don't want to get covered in the stuff. That's absolutely awesome. And they have got an expiry date on there. It's always best to make sure that they're in date. If you've got an old one, I advise that you switch it up to a new one. WD-40, just because. 3-in-1 oil, just because. Lubricant, parts, vehicle, make sure it works. Gaffer tape, a multitude of things you can do with gaffer tape. A snow shovel, this happens to be a collapsible one, okay. That goes in junction with the handle there by Black Diamond from the old climbing days. That stuff's absolutely awesome if you need to shift snow and get on the move. We've got a kinetic tow rope, okay. Try and get the nearest and maybe a bit more for the weight of your vehicle. And a really good quality D-shackle on there as well, all right. Silky saw, out here in the wilds we do get fallen trees. Something like this will absolutely help clearing the way so you can carry on your journey. That now lives in the vehicle, now that winter's here. We've got some seriously good quality, big, proper thick jump leads, okay? You've got big vehicles involved, you need big jump leads. You don't want to muck around them tiny silly things, unless you've got a small car, and they'll be fine. But make sure that they're big enough and up to the job for whatever vehicle that you're going to be using, all right? They weigh a lot, they're worth a small fortune if you really need to get that jump start. We're going to come on to that in a minute. This is really cool. It just plugs in the cigarette lighter in the back of the vehicle. It's just a big warning strobe, okay? You just whack that on the top of the vehicle. It's magnetic. It's awesome. It just allows other motorists a chance that you're actually present. You don't want them going into you. Speaking of things like that, it's always worth getting a high-vis vest. All right. We've got 2 different pair of gloves. They're for more dexterous work. And these are a bit more heavy duty for hot stuff in the engine, that sort of thing. Like I said, jump starting the car. This
absolutely saved our bacon last winter. I can thoroughly recommend these. These are by a company called Topdon, and these ones are the JS2000. They're the ones that I went for after some research, and we've had to use this on numerous occasions before we ended up getting a brand new battery in the end. But for a short term, get out of jail, if your car won't start, this will absolutely do. Brilliant bit of kit that is, seriously good. Right in the rain. So we're talking when it's wet, windy, rainy, you need to write stuff down. You can put that in people's windscreen wipers. That stuff, the paper in there is waterproof, so it's not going to run. Always good to leave instructions and details. Tyre pressures, like we spoke about in a previous video. These are awesome, okay? They're not that much money. A company called Ring. I've used this a few times now. You just plug it into a cigarette lighter and you can inflate or deflate your tyres accordingly. Also comes with a light, a flash and an SOS light in there. An all-in-one, really good bit of kit, that one. A first aid kit, you can put in there exactly what you want. I had this for years now, made by a company called Vanquest. They do really good pouches. And yes, a really good first aid kit lives within that pouch. And last but not least, the wool blanket. All right, wool blanket, you need to make sure that you get 100% wool. It will keep you warmer than anything else that you can possibly imagine. Last but not least, again, we have here, if I can get it out, a warning triangle. Okay, this is German military issue. You can pick these up relatively cheap on eBay. I chose these because they're strong and they're heavy and they won't get blown away in the wind. Okay, nice and reflective, a big warning triangle, so if you break down, get yourself seen, if you remember that one. So that goes on there. Also a little crowbar if you needed to get through things that's in the way. It's always good to have that. And also a screwdriver. These are the things that I choose to carry during the winter months living out here in the wilds, okay? Wherever you live, you need to tailor this to your environment. If you live in a city, you might not need half of this stuff. But if you are in a city and you're planning a trip out of the city for a long period of time, in the winter time, it's always best to make sure that you've got some of these pieces of kit and equipment in your vehicle. The last thing you want to do is to get stranded, get stuck and rely on someone else hoping that someone's going to save you. With stuff like this, it's going to make your journey a little bit more bearable knowing that you've got all of this stuff in your vehicle at all times throughout the winter months. So here's a little secret compartment then, as it were. Always carry an atlas, all right? Every single year I treat myself to a massive atlas for a Christmas present. Always make sure that I've got the current up-to-date one. We've got the 2022 one in the front under the seat. That's just an old one. Never know when you're going to need two. These are pretty good, all right? Always carry some of these because they can always sort your windscreen out, okay? It goes down to -40, which is really cool. Got a couple of those. We've also got a new one over there. That's an old one that we're going to be using up soon. We've got an extra puncture repair kit just in case. A survival bag, you climb in that with the hand warmers, you're all good to go. Bit of Red-X now and again. I'll probably use mine like twice a year, once every 6 months. I just whack it in when I'm filling up the fuel tank. Some Blue Roll just because, and I've got the WD-40 and the 3-in-1. Also, these are fantastic, all right? So if you do need to put these on your windscreen, all right, to stop the snow and also to stop the sun, it will absolutely help. And we just close her up like that. All good in the hood. Like I said, last but not least, just a bog standard little carry bag. Always have a head torch in there. A fantastic idea to have. Some warm clothing for my son. Some various waterproof jackets and trousers and thermals and Gore-Tex outers, that sort of thing. So the whole family are covered with just something so simple. It just throws in there. It's just a bag of protective clothing and a head torch. That's pretty much all there is to that one. So that's pretty much it really, the end of the video. So if you have got some different pieces of kit and equipment in your vehicle, whatever it is, can you put it in the comment section below so we can all get some ideas, all right? Like I said, I believe that every winter vehicle kit should be tailored to the individual and the vehicle. So you really shouldn't see no two vehicle kits the same, all right?
But as I said, there are some basics which I feel you will need to put in there, all right? So it's up to you entirely how you do your vehicle kit. All I'm doing is just showing you mine, just to give you guys some ideas, maybe some inspiration and some encouragement to at least get something. The last thing you want to do is drive around in the winter with nothing in your car. That could spell absolute disaster, all right? So you at least want to have some minor stuff stored in your vehicle, all right? So God forbid, if you are stuck out there, you break down, you're in traffic, the snow comes in, at least you've got a fighting chance of making it home to your loved ones, okay? So always be prepared, because this winter doesn't look very good, ladies and gentlemen, so you need to make sure you are prepared for it. So I hope that's helped. Thanks for watching and stay funky.